Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the very first Dallas Cowboys practice, open to the media this offseason, and it's already buzzing with energy. For the first time, the team is allowing some footage to be dropped, so we get a real glimpse into what's happening on the field. Today, I'm breaking down everything from the latest news and notes to the highlights and all the key observations from practice. I've got you covered with the full picture of what went down, so stick with me. Before we jump in, I want to give a huge shout out to all the Dallas Cowboys media members over on Twitter and X. Seriously, without their hard work and constant updates, videos like this would be nearly impossible to put together. They're the real MVPs behind the scenes, constantly sharing info and footage that keeps us all in the loop. One standout voice is Patrick Walker, who is basically the go-to guy for everything Cowboys related. He posts nonstop and brings real insight, so if you're not already following him, go do that right now, you won't regret it. Alright, let's dive into what we saw today at practice. The energy was electric, and one guy who stood out right away was Micah Parsons. He's clearly in the mix, trying to secure a contract extension, and from what we're hearing, defensive coordinator Brian Shanahan is confident something will get worked out soon. Speaking of Shanahan, it was great to see him out there leading the defense, getting involved, and really setting the tone for this unit. Alongside him, there were plenty of other defensive players showing up and putting in work, and I'll get into all that in a moment. One of the highlights from today's practice was watching edge rushers battle it out, especially Dante Fowler going head-to-head against Sam Williams. Williams is coming off an injury, but he looked sharp and aggressive, which is exactly what the Cowboys need from him. Fowler, fresh off a big season with Washington, showed why he's a key piece in this pass-rushing group. These two, along with Micah Parsons, form a core that already has fans excited for what's to come. Adding to that core are some intriguing young players: Donovan, a second-round rookie with loads of potential, and Peyton Turner, a former first-round pick from New Orleans who brings high upside. Sam Williams and Marshawn Neon, both second-round picks, round out a deep and talented edge rush room. Honestly, this group could be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks this year. The talent and depth here are just incredible, and you can really feel the buzz building around the defense. Now, flipping over to the offense, we got to see some really encouraging stuff from the wide receivers. George Pickens is showing that he's a much more refined route runner than many expected. Coming to Dallas as the number 2 receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb, he's quickly making a strong impression. Last season, defenses could afford to shadow Lamb with extra coverage, but this year, that's not an option. If you try to double Lamb, that leaves Pickens one-on-one down the sideline, and the guy is winning those 50-50 balls more often than not, sometimes closer to 70-30 in his favor. That kind of talent on the outside changes everything for this offense. With defenses forced to respect both Pickens and Lamb, it opens up the running game dramatically. Running backs like Miles Sanders, Jaden Blue, and Javonte Williams are going to have much more room to work thanks to this dynamic receiving core, which also includes speedy threats like Jalen Tabor and Kevontae Turpin. Speaking of Turpin, watching him run routes today was electric. The guy's quickness and ability to create separation in space are truly special. This offense is shaping up to be explosive and dynamic, capable of creating big plays in multiple ways. Another player who's been quietly impressive is tight end Jake Ferguson. He looked quicker out there, and it's clear he's spent the offseason improving his footwork and agility. That kind of progress is exactly what you want to see from players looking to step up their game. Also worth mentioning is Ryan Fenoy, who has been a key contributor with the second unit. Patrick Walker noted Fennoy looks faster and has more straight-line speed, which will only help this offense's depth. The running back room is also worth a quick mention. Miles Sanders caught a touchdown pass from Dak Prescott in the red zone during practice, and there was a lot of celebration around that play. The chemistry between Sanders and Prescott looks promising so far, suggesting Sanders will be involved early and often. This could add a new dimension to the Cowboys' offense that defenses will have to account for. Speaking of quarterbacks, Joe Milton's presence is making waves. According to Joseph Hoy, Milton had another sharp day, highlighted by a bullet pass rolling left to Ryan Fennoy for a touchdown. Milton's arm strength is impressive, something Cowboys fans haven't seen in a while. What's exciting about Milton is that he brings real competition for Dak Prescott. I'm confident Dak will perform well this season, but having Milton pushing him in practice can only help elevate the whole quarterback room. If Dak doesn't bring his game, his job could be in jeopardy. This kind of competition is exactly what you want to see to keep everyone sharp. Before I get into more details, I'd like to ask you all for a quick favor. If you want to see more Cowboys coverage like this throughout the offseason, smash that like button. We're going to be covering mandatory minicamp over the next few days. Then there's a break before training camp starts, but you can bet we'll be back with all the latest updates and breakdowns from training camp, preseason, and the regular season. I'll be digging into film and giving you all the insights you need to stay ahead of the curve. Back to practice highlights. Milton did have one overthrow but made up for it with 2 touchdowns, one to Ryan Fennoy and another to Jonathan Mingo, who was acquired last year in a trade. The Cowboys expect big things from Mingo this season, and he's already getting reps to prove it. Another player making waves is Juani Thomas, who is getting lots of reps at nickel corner and safety. His versatility is a huge asset for this defense, especially with Trayvon Diggs still on the mend and Siobhan Revel recovering from injury as well. Kiri Elam has looked fantastic during camp so far, showing consistency and playmaking ability. On the other side, you have Don Bland, Kaylin Carson, and Janie Thomas filling vital roles and helping shore up the secondary. It's clear the Cowboys are building depth and flexibility in the defensive backfield. Speaking of the defense, the energy on the field has been a focal point. The team is really emphasizing hustle, quickness, and efficient movement, getting from point A to point B as fast as possible. Brian Shanahan is clearly taking command as the defensive coordinator, making sure every player knows their role and is executing at a high level. It feels like the whole unit is progressing well, and that's a great sign heading into the season. So, what do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. If you're new here, join the family and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. This is just the beginning of a long and exciting journey through the Cowboys off-season, preseason, and regular season, and I'm thrilled to bring it all to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.